Kia ora. Welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news. The latest data shows American business activity slowing further. But first up this morning, we should note that the overnight dairy pulse auction brought little change in either the skim milk powder or whole milk powder prices. This is as expected for skim milk powder, but better than expected for whole milk powder. In New Zealand dollars, however, there was a rise because the Kiwi dollar fell. All eyes are now on tomorrow's Fonterra annual report. And there were also no surprises in the S&P Global Market PMIs for the US for September. Both their flash factory and services PMI readings eased slightly but are not contracting. Growth may be slowing, but selling price inflation is cooling too. The report noted weak new order growth and tariff taxes were widely cited as the main cause of sharply higher costs, but the weaker demand and stiff competition reportedly limited the scope of raising selling prices. And that is confirmed in the Richmond Fed's factory survey, which turned down sharply in September. New order levels were weak, cost pressures were strong. Services in the same mid-Atlantic area were not very positive either. And there was another very large US Treasury 2-year note auction today, one that saw another pullback in overall support, although the coverage remained strong. The median yield dipped to 3.52% from 3.60% at the prior equivalent event a month ago. In China, Nikkei has found that retail consumer loans are going bad faster, the latest headache for Chinese leaders already plagued by the country's real estate problems. And it comes just when the government aims to stimulate consumption through increased consumer debt backed up by more public borrowings. Nikkei Asia combed through the latest interim disclosures by mainland banks listed in Shanghai, Shenzhen and Hong Kong and found that non-performing personal loans rose at a faster pace than those in the real estate sector during the first half of the year. Overnight, Taiwan reported yet another outstandingly good export order data, again exceeding the expected very good expansion. Super Typhoon Regasa is expected to hit Hong Kong today, and they're still expecting up to a 5-metre storm surge. But the eye of the storm is passing slightly south, so it will affect large parts of southern China instead. India's PMIs were again very expansionary in September for both their services and factory sectors. No signs of cooling in this market. In Europe, their PMIs continue with a modest expansion, even if it is their best in 16 months. But new order levels are only holding, not growing, and the factory sector is now not expanding. And the Swedes delivered a surprise cut to their policy rate, down 25 basis points to 1.75%. They cited geopolitical tensions and uncertain US trade policy as the reasons for the move now, even though they're experiencing good current growth, with inflation up at 3.2% when 2% is their target. In Australia, their PMIs revealed a pullback in September, but both sectors are still expanding there. And globally, the OECD reported that the global economy was more resilient than anticipated in the first half of 2025, but downside risks loom large as higher barriers to trade and geopolitical and policy uncertainty continue to weigh on activity in many economies. New Zealand doesn't feature in this report, but it sees Australian growth rising, Chinese growth holding at a reasonably good level, and US growth halving to a weak level by 2026. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.12%, down 2 basis points from yesterday at this time. And the price of gold will start today at $3,781 an ounce, up another $45 from yesterday and a new all-time high. Silver was little changed, but still up over $44 an ounce. And American oil prices are up $1 at just under $63.50 a barrel, while the international Brent price is now just on $67.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now just under 58.6 US cents and down 10 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're also down 10 basis points at 88.8 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're down 20 basis points at 49.8 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just over 65.7 and down 20 basis points. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $111,974 and down 0.4% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest at just over plus or minus 1%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.